Our friends, welcome to RAD Lab Story Time. It is Miss Sira from the Red Bank Public Library. You know that I like to act silly, so I have my pirate hat on. This is from one of my Halloween costumes, but I'm reading a story to you today about pirates. And so I put my hat on, I found my treasure chest, and I'm gonna read you a book called How I Became a Pirate. Do you know this story? It's a really good one. It's by Melinda Long and it's illustrated by David Shannon. And then I'm gonna show you how to make really cool pirate treasure maps that hopefully you can make one at home. You can hide things, play a game, make a game out of it, and have a good time. So, should I keep my hat on or take it off? I'll keep it on. Probably messing up my hair anyway. All right, the book is called How I Became a Pirate, and here it goes. It says pirates have green teeth when they have any teeth at all. Oh, I know about pirates because one day when I was at the beach building a sandcastle and minding my own business, a pirate ship sailed into view. I knew what it was because its flag had a skull and crossbones on it, and because I could hear the pirates singing, "Hey ho, blow the man down." They were a little off key. Can you see the pirate ship? And there's their flag. A pirate flag? I think it's called a Jolly Roger. I tried to tell Dad, but he was busy setting up the beach umbrella. I tried to tell Mom, but she was busy slathering my baby sister with sunblock. So I went back to my sandcastle, but I kept an eye on the pirates. By then, they were rowing to shore. Has anybody been to the beach yet? I saw some boats out there in the ocean the other day. I don't know if they were pirate ships, though. When they landed, the head pirate climbed out of the boat and yelled, "Ahoy there, me matey! Be this the Spanish Main?" "No," I said. "This is North Beach." "Shiver me timbers," the pirate said. "We must have taken a wrong turn at Bora Bora." He walked around my sandcastle. He looked at the moat and then yelled back to his crew, "He's a digger, he is, and a good one to boot." "And a good one to boot," the others agreed. "What be your name, matey?" the head pirate asked. "Jeremy Jacob, sir," I told him. "Well, Jeremy Jacob," he said, "you're looking at Braid Beard and his crew. We've been needing a digger like yourself. We've a chest of treasure to bury." "Aye, treasure," the others shouted. "You're coming with us," Braid Beard told me. I didn't really think Mom and Dad would mind as long as I got back in time for soccer practice the next day. And that's how I became a pirate. Where's Jeremy? Oh, there he is. As soon as we were on board, Braid Beard showed me the chest of gold and jewels. "Go find a safe place for this here treasure. It's high time we were off," he announced. "We're off," they all shouted. And then we set sail. There was plenty to do on board. The pirates taught me to sing sea shanties. The louder, the better. And to say real pirate stuff like landlubber and scurvy dog. By dinner time, I could speak pirate perfectly. I also learned pirate manners. Braid Beard pounded his fists on the table and yelled, "Down the hatches, me laddies! Down the hatch!" we all shouted. That means eat it up. Down the hatch is you're out. Braidbeard gulped his food and said, "Hand over the meat." "The meat!" we all roared. Nobody told us to finish our spinach. There wasn't any. Or to chew up our carrots. They weren't allowed on board. We talked with our mouths full and nobody said please or thank you. After dinner, I tried to teach the pirates to play soccer. Braidbeard kicked the ball and yelled, "Arr, soccer! Arr, soccer!" the crew yelled. Then everybody dove for the ball at once and it rolled right off the deck. "After it, me hearties," Braidbeard commanded. "After it?" we all whispered. We fought over who would go get the ball, but it didn't matter anyway because a shark came along and swallowed it in one gulp. So much for soccer. It's not really a good game to play on a ship, I don't think. By now, it was way past my bedtime, but nobody tells pirates to go to bed, or to take a bath, or to brush their teeth. Maybe that's why their teeth are green. Pirates sleep with one eye open, just in case, and they don't change into pajamas unless they want to. Pirates don't do anything they don't want to do, except for maybe swabbing the decks. I wanted to be a pirate forever. But then I found out what else they don't do. When I couldn't stay awake any longer, I asked Braidbeard to tuck me in and read me a story. "Tuck you in?" he bellowed. "Pirates don't tuck in." "No tucking!" everybody cried. And the only thing they had to read was a map. "Don't you have any books?" I asked. Braidbeard looked confused. "Books?" I didn't even bother to ask about goodnight kisses. It wasn't easy to fall asleep without a story, but I was finally dozing off when a storm broke. Thunder boomed and lightning flashed. I tried to hide under the covers as waves slammed against the ship, but I kept falling out of my hammock. I couldn't find anyone in the cabin. They were all on deck. "Lower the sails," Braidbeard shouted. "Batten down the hatches." Everybody ran around yelling and lowering and battening. Nobody had time to sit close and tell me it would be over soon. Nobody even noticed me. I decided I didn't want to be a pirate after all. See Jeremy there in the middle of all that chaos? He looks scared. Just then, flash, crack, crash! Lightning hit the mast and split it right down the middle. "What'll we do now?" yelled one of the pirates. "We'll have to turn back," called another. "But the treasure," hollered Braidbeard. "Where will we bury the treasure?" I stepped forward. "Maybe I can help," I shouted over the wind. "I think I know the perfect digging spot." When the storm was over, we rowed back to shore and buried the chest. We drew a map so we could find the treasure again, but I don't think I'll need it. Can you see where they are? Jeremy Jacob's backyard. After that, the pirates repaired the ship and got ready to set sail. Before they left, Braidbeard handed me a flag and said, "You make a fine pirate, Jeremy Jacob. Guard that treasure well. We'll be back to get it soon. Soon enough." "Soon enough," the crew repeated. "And if you ever need us," Braidbeard added, "just run the Jolly Roger up yonder pole." "Up yonder pole," the others shouted. So he said, if you ever need us, fly that flag up high on the pole and they'll see it and come. And maybe I will, but not today. I have soccer practice. Remember he said he had to be back in time for soccer practice? And guess what the name of his soccer team is? It's on his shirt. Pirates. He's on the Pirates. That's perfect. And that's the end. I think this is a great book. I love the illustrations, and it's a fun story. So let's make our own treasure maps and make them look really old-fashioned and cool. I'm going to show you how to do that in just a sec. Let me show you guys the cool treasure map we're making today. Look at this. I put the Forest of Doom, Skull Mountain, Lava Lookout, the Pool of Peril. Do you see the sharks here? There's my X marks the spot, and the Land of Quicksand. So this is what we're doing. Let me show you how to make one. The first thing that you need is a piece of paper. But you can use copy paper, construction paper, or even a lunch bag. And you're gonna need markers, a pencil, maybe some scissors, and coffee. Cold cup of coffee and a bowl. And also some paper towels would come in handy. You gotta have some treasure. Something that you can hide so someone else can find. Maybe a toy, a snack, or some pretend money, or maybe even some real money. Up to you. All right, let me show you how to make a map. I'm gonna grab my paper, and the first thing I'm gonna do is rip the edges. This paper was a little big, so I'm gonna rip the edges of each side. It doesn't matter if they're messy because you want it to look old and scraggly. See? And if I have just a paper bag, this works great too. Look, rip it open, rip off the bottom, and then trim the edges how you want just by ripping it. And we're ready to go. We're gonna crumple our paper up. And this paper is great because it already looks brown and weathered after I crumple it. The white paper, I'm gonna color it with the coffee. But first I'm gonna crumple it up so it gets some wrinkles and crinkles in it. And then I'm gonna pour my cold coffee into the bowl. And then I'm just gonna dunk my paper in here. Remember that when paper gets wet, it rips easily, so don't leave it in there for long. Just make sure it's covered in the coffee and then squeeze it out real good like a washcloth. When you open it up, it's gonna be a brownish color. It's gonna look weathered, but it's going to have to dry. It's okay if it rips a little bit, but you're gonna have to put it maybe lying in the sun or somewhere. It won't take long. It's just a piece of paper. But while that's happening, you can think about the things that you want to put on your map. So let me show you this map I'm making. On this one, I have places that are in my house. I put the bedroom of doom, the porch of peril, the kitchen of craziness, the garden of ghouls, and the land of toilets. And I like this one. This was made with the brown bag. I still need to decorate it, but I'm gonna make a game out of this one. So I'm gonna hide something in my house, and I'm gonna leave clues that correspond with my map. So this is another piece of paper that I made with the coffee. I'm gonna rip it up into pieces that are like little scrolls. And on each piece, I'm gonna spell out where the treasure is hidden. So I wanna hide my treasure under the bed. So I'm gonna write a B on this one, an E on the next one, and then the letter D. And so these little scrolls I'm going to roll up and leave them as clues. It's pretty fun. So, of course, if you want to hide it somewhere else that has more letters, then you need more scrolls and you need more places to hide them. That's all. So I'm going to wrap this up with a little twine. You could also use some ribbon or a piece of string, but this looks kind of cool, don't you think? I'm going to do that for each one and hide them in places on my map, like I said. So that one's going to go in the Garden of Ghouls. This one's going to go in the Kitchen of Craziness, and this one's going to go on the Porch of Peril. And then it'll lead them, once they figure out the clues, to my bed. What am I going to hide for them? I don't know. I think the animal crackers. But isn't this fun? Try it. Try it. Make a treasure map today. Arr. So what do you guys think of that craft? I had a really good time making my maps. And if you don't have time to wait overnight or wait for an hour or so for your paper to dry, then try using a lunch bag. I think these came out really nice. I still have to decorate this one. Oops, it's upside down and backwards. I still want to put some pictures on it, but I think it would be super fun to play that game and hide these clues and hide some treasure. So I think you could make a whole day of pirate themed fun. You could read a book, like the good one that we read, How I Became a Pirate. You could make treasure maps, play games, and then maybe watch a movie or a show. Sounds like a good day to me. Hey, whatever you do, I hope that you have a great day. I'm glad you came to Rad Lab Storytime, and I'll see you next time. All right? Bye, me hearties. Arr.